Own Your Value. In this free workshop today, we are going to be diving into the 5 steps that are going to support you in creating more confidence, really tapping into a sense of self-worth and self-value, and allowing you to be able to build healthy, sustainable habits that are going to translate to you feeling more worthy of receiving abundance, more worthy of receiving love and appreciation. And this is my first time doing a workshop like this on YouTube. So I'd love for you to comment. I want to make sure I have this kind of like set up how I want it. I would love for you to comment if you can see me and hear me, and just let me know. Hi, Nadia. Let me know that everything is flowing and everything is going. What's going to happen today is I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of what I've been going through and my intentions as I move into September. And I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that I am going to be implementing next month. Oh, you can hear me. Hello. Welcome everyone. I think that's Amanda and Marty. This is a little bit different than I'm used to, but I'm excited to be doing things differently. I've been definitely feeling like I want to shift things. I want to do things differently. So you are in the right place if you have also been feeling like you want to shift things, like you want to change things. Like maybe you're stuck in a rut, or you're stuck in some like feelings of being stagnant, and you've sort of lost sight of a lot of the like positive habits or positive mindsets or the self-care or the consistency that keeps you in a flow state. You've been feeling like the weight of the world on your shoulders, being empathic. You're feeling a lot of like stress and anxiety and depression and emotions that are coming up. Maybe because you're wanting to do new things, you're feeling a lot of growing pains, and maybe you have been disconnecting from feeling like you are in your power, feeling like you are like in your game. And what my intention is today is for us to come. Hello. Hi, Dewi. How are you doing in Hawaii? Well, I'm going to talk about Hawaii in a second. But what I just want to set my intention here, and I'd love for you all to set your intention for this space. So we're going to have 60 minutes together. I'm going to pack in as much information as I can. And my intention is that we leave this experience feeling more connected to the truth of who we are, feeling more connected to our power, our inspiration, our motivation. We feel inspired to make new habits, to create new income flows, to create new, healthier relationships, to create a new precedent of how we view ourselves, how we perceive ourselves is going to elevate. We are going to become this prize to be won, this valuable person that deserves to be cherished, deserves to be adored, deserves to get paid for her presence. And hi, Lily. Hi, Felicia. So good to see you, Queens. So I would love to hear your intention. I really see us all stepping into our magnetism, like literally becoming this beacon of light, becoming this magnet. And this is coming from the inside. So in the last 15, 20 years of my self-development and yoga and meditation and coaching journey, I have learned so many powerful tools that bring me back into myself. That's why I became Kate Paradise Inner Beauty Expert, because I believe that paradise was heaven on earth, and that inner beauty is something that we can cultivate. And this is what makes us feel magnetic to our desires, magnetic to our love interests, magnetic to money, and magnetic to the things that we are wanting to experience in this lifetime. So I would love to hear, like I said in the comments, what is your intention? Even if you're watching the replay, what is your intention for being here today? And I want to take a moment and just a moment of silence for Hawaii, who has been experiencing it. Maui mostly has been experiencing some terrible fires. And also just a moment of silence to come back into ourselves. So wherever you are, I invite you to pause. Just take a pause with me now and maybe just sit back and close your eyes and just sending out a little prayer for Hawaii. And then opening up a space of silence inside of yourself, taking a moment to come back to yourself, come back inside, closing off all distractions, letting go of worries about what's going to happen after this call or this workshop right here, letting go of what happened before this, and coming here into this present moment with me, and feel the energy of now. What's available right now? What is possible right now in this present moment? And for me, what is possible is infinite possibilities. There's so much available for us in this present moment. There's so much available for us in the difficult times, in the uncomfortable times, in the painful times, in the places where we feel the most discomfort and the most growing pains, and the places where we feel the most excited and the most inspired. And there's this full range of emotions that are waiting to be expressed inside of us. So there is only one person that can actually truly allow you to feel valuable, and that is you. You're the only one that can truly give yourself the deep appreciation and the deep connection that is going to allow others to be able to give that to you. So we crave for accolades and affirmations and attention from others, but we can only receive as much as we can give to ourselves. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story, and then we're going to dive into the 5 steps. If you have not already downloaded your PDF, if you go to kateinparadise.com, you can download the my intention is to increase my magnetism and all my desires. Yes, that's beautiful. So you can go to kateinparadise.com and opt in if you haven't already opted in, or if you already received my emails. You probably received 2 emails today, and they have the PDF attached. So the PDF, I will show you what it looks like. It looks like this. And so you can go and download that quickly if you want to. You can just pop onto your email, kate@kateinparadise.com, and get that, or you can go to kateinparadise.com and opt in. If you're watching the replay or you're watching live, you can opt in and get this PDF so you can go through it with me. So what I want to share about sort of the experience that I've been going through and what has been present for me this year, and really for the last few months, is that on this journey of wanting to expand and be the full expression of myself and wanting to live this wild, free, unconventional life, traveling, I buy one-way tickets. I travel to the next spot. And I just literally go where my heart calls me, whether it's to family's house, friends' houses, places I've never been, other countries, lots of tropical beaches. And I've allowed myself to flow in this place. But there has been a challenge that I found, which is finding a sense of stability in this constantly moving and evolving lifestyle that I'm living. And so that is what I want to come back to. I want to come back to this sense of stability. And that is something that we look for often in our home space, in other people, in maybe our job or our business. Like, we want this financial stability. But it's something that oftentimes we are not giving ourselves. And so if you're finding holes, which I have been finding in your day-to-day life, your living situations, in your relationships, in your business or your income, and you're not finding a sense of stability externally, that is an indication that you are not actually giving that stability to yourself internally. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, I was experiencing this in my relationships. I was wanting to feel this deep sense of vulnerability and openness and love and deep connection in my very close relationships. And I was feeling, hi, Kristen, welcome. I had been feeling like when I tried to go there and go deeper into these relationships, so many fears were coming up, so much resistance, so many walls were coming up around my heart. And I realized that the reason that I can't experience this depth of intimacy that I want in my relationships is because I am not actually giving this to myself. I'm not showing up for myself in the way that I want others to show up for me. And so it's like they can only come to me as much as I can come to myself. If I've created this wall or this fence that's like out here because I'm not able to get close enough to actually give myself what it is that I'm craving, then how are other people going to do that? Because they're going to come to this, to this fence, and they're going to hit it, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, hello, welcome. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't go any deeper. And even if they have a desire to, they're going to feel this energetic wall. So if you're wanting deeper intimacy, if you're wanting more stability in your income, if you're wanting more of this sense of stability just in your day-to-day life, then hi Tori, welcome, you made it. It is so important for you to learn how to give that to yourself. So this is what this entire workshop is about. It's about what is required to give that to yourself. So I'm going to be the first to admit that I haven't been doing it. I know what to do, but I haven't been doing it. So I want to talk quickly about why we know things, like we know how to eat healthy, we know the habits to make, we know how to do things, but we don't always do them. So it comes from a few things. One is our motivation. And our motivation sometimes is blocked. And we're going to be talking about how we're going to access that motivation and that inspiration. Hi, Cheryl. So good to see you. Welcome, everyone. I'd love to hear your intentions for this time. And you can share those in the comments. And you can watch the replay of the beginning of this if you missed the beginning. So when we are blocked from our inspiration and our motivation, we feel like we know what to do, but we're not doing it. And so there's a few ways to break through that. One is taking actions that make you a priority. And the second thing is social accountability. So they've done studies on what motivates humans to take action, to change their habits. And what they found across the board, I've read many articles about this. There's a couple TED Talks out there about this. Maybe I can look and see the references, or you can Google it and find it for yourself. But I think it's pretty easy to find out there. But they've done this research, and they found that when there is social accountability, meaning there's a place where you can share with a community what it is that you're doing, and that you're like hitting your goals, and you're making the positive changes, you're doing the daily things that are going to change you and make you different. When you have a space of other people that have a common goal that you can share, like, I'm doing that goal too, and I'm look at everyone, I'm actually doing it, and get positive reinforcement. So the community accountability and the positive reinforcement are what motivates us the most. So if you're feeling this block, like, I'm not feeling inspired, like I know what I should be doing, but I don't feel inspired, I don't feel motivated. These are two ways that you can break through those blocks and you can start feeling motivated. And this is what I knew that I needed, which is why I'm here, which is why I'm going to share with you what I'm sharing, which is why I created this workshop, and I created this space that is going to move into September, October, and the beginning of November. So what I am needing, I know for myself, is to return to the 5 steps that build my value, which I'm going to be sharing with you here in just a second. And the other thing that I know that I require right now is community accountability, this space where I can share and others can share that we've actually been doing the thing, that we've been showing up for ourselves, that we've been taking those actions that show us that we are valuable, that we're giving ourselves that stability that we are craving. We're giving ourselves that positive reinforcement that we are craving. We're giving ourselves that energy, that love, that adoration that we are craving. And there are very tangible, easy, simple ways that we can start to give that to ourselves. I've done it so many times. I've coached so many women through doing it as well. And the biggest struggle that I find in my own journey and with the women that I coach is the social accountability piece. We often are doing this self-development work, this self-love practices, all the stuff. We're doing it by ourselves. And we have our own sort of little idea of how we're going to do it. And the only person to hold us accountable is ourselves. And yes, we are the only ones that can change our perception of ourselves. We are the only ones that can give ourselves the love and the appreciation and the stability that we crave. This is true, but we don't have to do it alone. If we can have a space where we can share with other people our little tiny steps that we're taking towards this more expansive space, the actions that we're taking to show ourselves that we are valuable, that we are worthy. If we have a place where we can feel like held by a group, even though we're doing our deep inner healing work, we're all doing our own thing and we're all putting that energy and attention towards ourselves, but we feel like we're connected. We as humans are meant to live in tribes. And right now we live in this society where we're very isolated. So many of us feel so alone. We feel so just like we have to do everything on our own. We don't feel like we have the support. And so this is what I am here to create for all of you queens. And first and foremost for myself. I built Kate in Paradise to support me. And I put out courses and programs that support me, that empower me, that give me the stability that I desire. And I've never, ever created anything like this because I have a limit of how far I've come in my life. And the reason is because I've had a resistance to giving myself the stability that I want from others. I want stability from my relationships. I want stability from my business. I want to feel supported, but yet I am not consistently giving myself the support that I require. And I'm great at doing it for a short time here and there, but I'm not doing it for a long time consistently. And I have a lot of resistance to doing that. But I've been really meditating on this, deep diving into this, researching this a lot in the last month. And I have come up with a system that I feel confident that I can commit to. And I want to find a group of women and men. And it can be men or women. I mostly have women followers. Hi, Crystal, welcome. That can show up to this sense of consistency with me as well. So if you haven't already downloaded your workbook, you can go to your last email that you got from me, or you can opt in at kateinparadise.com, and you can get, this will be attached in the email. You can download it so you can look at it. So we're gonna go through this. So these are weekly value practices. So what my intention is September 8th, I'm gonna start, and I'm going to be committing to one a day of each of these practices. And these are the categories. I'm going to go through the categories, and then I'm going to go through the actual practices, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this. So the first is physical. So this is our temple. We all need to take care of ourselves. It's so powerful when we do things for our body, and it can be so hard to be consistent with this. But we all know when we can stick with something, we feel completely different. And I know it can be hard to get in the gym and do those intense workouts and stick to the diet and all those things. So I have some very easy, very accessible ways that we can tap into this physical aspect. The second is mental. So our thoughts create our reality. Our mind is constantly telling us what it is that we believe about ourselves. Our mind is the one that tells us we're broken, we have stuff we have to fix. Our mind is the one that tells us we're never going to get there, we can't make it. Our mind is the one that creates the worry, the fear, all these things. So when we can be very intentional with our thoughts and with our mental space, we have an opportunity to create massive transformations. The times that I've focused very, very intensely on my beliefs and my thoughts are the times when I've had the most quantum leaps in my life. So I know how powerful this is. The third area is emotional. So we often push down our emotions. Our emotions get buried inside of our body. We have so much stored emotional trauma that it can be hard to make forward movement. It can be hard to create new habits. We have so many like unseen blocks because it's the emotions trapped in here. So having a regular practice of getting these emotions out, giving space for our emotions, to feeling our emotions, to tapping into what we need emotionally, it can set us free in so many ways. And then we have energetic is number 4. So those of you who've been following me for a while, you know how much I believe in clearing our energy, in doing energy work that like moves the energy through the different channels of the body, energy work that clears out unwanted energy. And this is like this is like a very subtle thing that for many years I was like, whatever, like energy work, it doesn't really matter. But when I actually had like a huge quantum leap in my personal life and in my business in 2020, I had consistently started doing a lot of energy work, which I'm going to share with you what that was in a second here. And then the last one, number 5, is spiritual. So these are our core beliefs about what we believe about the universe, our spiritual perspective. And if we believe that we do not live in an abundant universe, we believe that we are not worthy of receiving, we believe that we are innately broken and flawed, and that we are like damaged goods, like if we have a deep core value, spiritual belief that that's our reality, it is really hard to experience something else. So it's so important to come back and shift our perception of our spiritual beliefs and really like choose a way of connecting with God and a way of connecting with the universe that feels abundant, that feels expansive, that feels supportive, because that is like the foundation of everything. So what's going to happen in Own Your Value? We start on September 8th, and I'm going to create a video to go through each. I'm going to do I was gonna say Facebook. I'm gonna do a YouTube live just like this and save the YouTube video and put it up on a page so we all have access to it. And I'm gonna do one for each one of these practices. And so that you have something to go back and watch if you wanna like refresh your memory. And there's a lot of practices, and there's also gonna be space for you to have your own practices maybe that kind of fit in this, but you can morph it and change it. So this is a flexible accountability. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to share with you for the physical. There's going to be a commitment to doing a 5 to 30 minute workout or a walk. I'm going to guide you through I have a workout that I'm actually going to commit to doing. And the cool thing is you can switch it up. So how I've designed this is you can see there's like a bunch of different things that you can do for physical, a bunch of different things you can do for mental, emotional, energetic, spiritual. And you don't have to do the same thing every day, because this is another thing that I don't like doing. I don't like doing the same thing every day, but I want to do something in each one of these areas every day. So one is and what I want it to be is like you could do as little as 5 minutes in each area, which means you would spend 25 minutes throughout the day addressing these different areas, and that would be enough. And it could be even less than 5 minutes, because I don't want it to be this commitment where it's like I have to spend like 3 hours or I'm not going to get the full benefits. No, you don't need to spend a lot of time, but you do need to have that time that you do spend be focused. So 5 to 30 minute workout or walk. I walk a lot, so I might do that one most days. And the other one we're going to talk about is creating a sleep hygiene schedule and habit, which is something that when I do, I feel amazing. When I don't do, I don't sleep very well and I have a lot of insomnia. So that is one, we're going to do a whole video on that. And these videos will be short. They'll probably be like anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to do a video on choosing something that you can add or remove from your diet. So I love doing things where I'm like trying to add more, like I've gone through periods where I'm like adding more superfoods into my diet, or I've gone through periods where I'm reducing like the inflammatory foods in my diet, things like that. So I'm going to be talking about different options and different ways that you can do that. We'll be talking about drinking more water and better quality water. I'm very passionate about water. That will just be a short little training on that. But these are some ideas that you can do for the physical. And you can also have your own ideas that you can bring to the group. So we want to commit to anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes of doing something every day, maybe even less than 5 minutes, that pours energy into our temple, into our physical body. Highly inflammatory. You know I don't like those inflammatory foods. So this is the first step. Pouring into our body, pouring into our temple. Second step, mental. So we'll do a video on repeating daily mantras or creating a sankalpa. So this is like an intention that you set every day, that you say every day, that you say in the mirror, or you just have it as an alarm on your phone. It'll be like a super simple practice. It'll be like, this is an option of like spending 1 minute a day on mindset, but like you're being consistent. That's the thing. We're gonna do it every day for 2 whole months. And I'm gonna share with you how we're gonna do that in a second. So the next video will be on writing your beliefs or listening to a recording of them. So those of you who have worked with me privately know how I'm obsessed with writing your beliefs and creating your beliefs. And consistency is a really difficult part. Hi, Lynn. Oh, what time is it there? Is being consistent with your beliefs is one of the most powerful tools that you can implement if you want to change your perception of yourself. So we're going to be focusing on that as a group, and I'll explain how that's going to work in a second. We'll be and then I will do another training on writing your reality in the present positive tense. Those of you who've been with me for a while also know writing your reality is basically writing out things that you want to experience. 10:27 p.m. Not too late. Well, I hope you stay awake with us till the end. I have a couple surprises and announcements to share with all of you queens at the end. So stay with me till the end. So when we write our reality in a way where we're writing it like as it's already happening, like, and even if it's something like I wake up in the morning, I feel so beautiful, I feel so confident, I feel so magnetic, I feel this like deep sense of value from deep inside of my womb, and I know that I was born to be appreciated, I was born to be worshiped, I was born to be loved. I am just a natural receiver. It is so easy for me to receive compliments. It's so easy for me to receive money. It's so easy for me to receive adoration and affection from others. And this is just my natural state. This is just who I am. So you could write something just like that, like in the mornings, like it would take you 2 minutes. And just that, it's like you're bringing yourself energetically into the desired state, and it starts to reprogram your mind and reprogram your energy and just like all the systems in the body to believe that like that already happened. And so it's easier to move in that direction. And this is such a powerful practice, and it can be so hard to do every day if you don't have a really amazing accountability system, which I'm going to share with you what that is in just a second. Another one, breath work to calm the mind. We're going to have a whole training on breath work to calm the mind. And once again, if there's mental practices that you want to implement, you can implement them. So we're going to be doing these practices every single day. It doesn't have to be the same practice every day. Maybe one day you're going to do an affirmation. One day you're going to write your reality. One day you're going to do breath work. But it's something that you're going to do every day towards your mental health, literally. So the third one is emotional. I'm going to be doing trainings just like this training here, but shorter, like 10 to 15 minutes max. And one's going to be naming. And so with emotional, naming and writing down and voicing your emotions. Yes, it's going to be incredible, Nadia. I hope you can join us. So being able to express how you're feeling. So just having a practice of coming into your body and being like, how do I feel? Like, can I actually name it? Can I write down how I'm feeling? And how important this simple practice that could take you a few minutes a day can be for you connecting with your emotional state. We're going to do a training on being with and diving into the center of intense emotions. I've actually been sourcing a lot of power. I know you're like the expert on breath work, Kristen. Maybe you can share some breath work magic with us. So when we dive into our deepest emotions and fully feel them and don't avoid them, there's a tendency, like when things get too painful, when things get too intense, when things get too uncomfortable, we want to run away and hide. We want to like get on our device and watch something. We want to like go call somebody. We want to go do something to distract us, to get us out of that state, because it's so, so intense. But what I've actually been practicing a lot for the last few months is like diving deeper into those emotions, feeling them more intensely, and actually feeling them as a source of my power. And I'm so excited to do a training on this with all of you and just deepen this awareness of how powerful our emotions are and how they can actually access us, like be an access point for us to literally like our magnetism and our power as a manifester, our power as a creator, our power as just the beingness of being in our feminine energy and allowing things to come to us can be accessed just by being with those emotions and expanding our emotional threshold. And I'm going to do a whole training explaining all of this, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to do a training on swamping and fully expressing your negative emotions. So we like to avoid negative emotions. We like to not talk about them. We like to not go there. You are the breathwork expert, Kristen. You're doing all your breathwork workshops. So we're going to be swamping. That's a practice from Pussy at Reclamation, from Mama Gina's work. We're going to be doing a whole training on that. We're going to be doing a training on self-pleasure practice to expand your self-love. I believe that self-pleasure is such a powerful way to show yourself that you are valuable, that you are lovable, that you are worthy of receiving pleasure. And we're going to talk about being very intentional in that practice and what that looks like. Energetically, what are our energetic workshops that we're going to do? These are going to be super fun. You know, I love this kind of stuff. We're going to do a cord cutting meditation to come back to your power. I've been doing a lot of cord cutting lately, and I've been feeling so free and so expansive. Just eliminating my energy being drained out and poured into other people. And so this is a really powerful practice. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do a whole training on healing of the energy centers practice. This is a Joe Dispenza practice, which has been life changing for me. I did this meditation every day for a year. So much shifted that year. And I want to come back to that level of consistency with this practice. So I'm so excited to share it with you and to recommit to it myself. Central channel breathing. So simple, so easy. The book is, if you haven't already read it, Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter. We'll be talking more about that in Own Your Value. And we'll be doing a whole little mini workshop on that. And then also energetic, we're going to be doing sex magic. So this is another form of self-pleasure, or not necessarily self-pleasure, but like using your sexual energy to also move through the different energy centers of the body, and the focus and the attention that takes, and the inward like cultivation of power and energy that happens when you do it regularly is like I have so much resistance to doing it because it's like I can feel it like pushing me out of my comfort zone, like in a positive way, so much that it's like I almost like am scared to do it, and I almost am like resistant to do it. So I'm really excited to personally recommit and to take you on this journey with me, to share what I know about the practice with you, share with you all the resources that I have, and recommit to it. And then spiritual, the practices I'm going to share with you is, of course, Yoga Nidra. We'll have a Yoga Nidra practice that we can do, and we'll do a nice short one. So even if you just did Yoga Nidra every day, which I love to do it most days of the week, that can be your spiritual practice. Or a 5 to 15 minute seated meditation practice. We'll talk about the benefits of that and how you can create that. We'll talk about an intuition practice, a really quick, like 1 minute journaling exercise that will strengthen your intuition. One of the most powerful tools that I've ever learned in all of I learned it from a coach that I worked with for a few years. Just so powerful. I'm excited to do that training on that as well. And then prayer, gratitude, and asking for expansion. So having a consistent gratitude practice, having a consistent prayer practice, and what that can look like for you regardless of your spiritual beliefs, and how that can support you. So these are all the topics. I want to do a training on every single topic. And then what I'm going to gift you inside Own Your Value is a checklist. And this checklist is like a daily checklist, and it has the 5 areas on it. And so you are going to write in every day what practice you did. And so this will be a way for you to keep track of like what you're doing every day. And you'll have a lot of choices of practices, and we can come together as a community. And if anyone else wants to add a practice, like if Kristen wants to lead her own breathwork thing, or if somebody has like a workout or something that they want to share with the group, like you don't have to do my practices, you could do your own, but something that is in one of these areas, you know, so you're touching all 5 areas. And like I said, like 25 minutes max a day, maybe it will be more, but like you don't need to do more than like 20-25 minutes. And some of these practices literally take a few minutes. So if you had like a really busy day, you could literally in 10 minutes get through, you know, a little bit of physical health, a little bit of mental health, a little bit of emotional health, a little bit of like clearing your energy, tending to your energy, a little bit of spiritual connection, boom. You know, it doesn't need to be this huge, big production, but what I want us to do is to be able to show up consistently and actually do it. And so that's what the checklist is. And then at the end of the week, so this is what's going to happen. We have a Facebook group, Own Your Value Facebook group. It already exists, and there's already a whole program inside of it that if you are going to join us for Own Your Value, you'll get instant access to that program, which helped a lot of clients that went through that program make money in like a week. So you could probably make the money you invest back, but before we even start on September 8th. So there's an Own Your Value Facebook group. We're going to dive into that Facebook group together. We are going to have all of these practices there for us. We're going to I'm going to make all these videos. We're going to live, and you can join me live and ask your questions. And we're going to set up how do we want to show up every single week for ourselves? So what are the practices that are resonating with us? What are the practices that we want to explore more of? Do we want to do the same practice every day? Do we want to do different ones every day? Like, what's going to be a good foundation for us? What's going to make us feel supported? What's going to make us feel like we're getting the stability that we desire? And we're going to show up every day with our checklist, and then we're going to screenshot and share our checklist in the group every Friday. And those of you that do it all month, and you do all of your checklists, there'll be a special bonus that you'll get. So we'll have a surprise at the end of the month that's like to celebrate ourselves, and everyone's going to get a bonus, and it's a surprise. I'll tell you what it is when we get there. And basically my intention is that we are connected every day in that Facebook group. We're like supporting each other. We're sharing like what we're doing. And if we miss a day, it's like not a bad thing. We're just like coming back the next day just as strong. And we have this support system in place. We have this community in place. We have all these practices to draw from in place. And we are taking time to pour energy into us. And what's so amazing when we do this is that it's like all the energy starts to come like this. So we are focusing here and we're pouring in here, and then other people, money, other opportunities, other things start pouring in towards us. So if you are wanting to make more money, if you're wanting to have more deep, intimate relationships like I'm craving, if you're wanting to have more abundance, more like opportunities, more community, more connection, you're wanting more energy to be poured in towards you. You want people to respect you. You want people to uphold the boundaries that you set. You want people to see your beauty and see your light. This is the way to create that. This is the way. This is the foundation. This is the inner beauty practice. If you're wanting more stability, financial stability, or emotional stability, this is the way to create that. So I'd love to hear if anyone has questions about this whole structure. So what's going to happen is if you go to, I'm going to pull this up. If you go to kateinparadise.com/value, I've created a page that like breaks it all down. So I talk about, how I've been feeling alone and disconnected, how I have been feeling the desire to create these practices as well. And I also talk about, this is an 8-week journey. We're going to start on September 8th and go to November 8th. But if you know that you are ready to say yes now, we're actually going to start this upcoming week. We're actually going to start going through a journaling process to tap into your inspiration and your motivation. We're actually going to be reading a book in August this month together to help you start to prepare your mind to create new habits. So I've done a lot of like cleanses, detoxes, like a lot of things where I did like a consistent practice, like a consistent meditation practice or a consistent practice for a long period of time. And every time I didn't just impulsively jump into it and be like, I'm going to do it. I like prepared myself. I prepared myself emotionally, mentally, environmentally. I told the people in my life, like this is what I'm going to be doing. I like prepared people. I like set myself up. I got all the ingredients and everything that I need to make it happen. And so I know how important preparation is. So we're actually going to be preparing from today. If you join today, we'll be starting today until the 20th of August. We'll be preparing for this commitment. Then we're going to, August 21st through 31st, we're going to go through the last Own Your Value program. So if you go to kateinparadise.com/value, you can find out more about that course. Some of you were already in the course. So if you were already in Own Your Value last time, or if you are a Paradise member, you actually have 50% off this entire experience. So send me a private message if that is you, if you're a Paradise member, or if you were in Own Your Value before. And I'll probably send you all a private message with the details sometime this week, just to let you know your options. But there you have a half price offer. So then we're going to, after we go through the Own Your Value program, which is probably going to help you make more money, then we are going to start preparing. So that whole week before September 8th, September 1st to September 8th, we're going to prepare. What do we want to put in our checklist? What do we want to commit to? And, do we want to commit to the things that I've already done the trainings on, or do we want to commit to something that like is more personal to us, but we just want to have the accountability around it? And this is going to be your opportunity to share in the group. I want everyone to be sharing what they're committing to. You can screenshot your checklists. You can do a video about it. You can, do whatever you need to do to feel connected and feel supported and feel heard. We can create accountability partners if you want some, like a one-on-one person that you can connect with every day. We're going to have a lot of different ways that we can support each other, but my intention is that you feel like you're part of a community, you're part of a group, a tribe, that we are all have a common focus, and that is to increase our value and to feel more confident and to feel more connected to like that unstoppable part of us that knows that no matter what, we are going to hit the income goal. No matter what, we are going to call in the guy. No matter what, we are going to like get to our body goals. No matter what, we're going to show up consistently and we are going to get the results that we desire because we have a support system and we have this consistent practice that we are committing to. Thank you, Queen. So if you want, also one other thing, if you decide to enroll today or tomorrow, I will also gift you a private coaching call that you can use anytime this month or next month. That's just a one-on-one 45-minute coaching call. It can be on your business. It can be on love coaching. It can be on confidence coaching. It can be on whatever you want, but a way for you to feel really nourished, really supported, really connected with me. You can talk more about your goals and your intentions. So if you go to kateinparadise.com/value, you can join right now and we're ready to go. You can join right now and you can start getting all of these things. Because I want it to feel very nourishing. I want it to feel very expansive. This is deeper than self-care. This is an access to your inner portal, the portal to your divine inner guidance, the portal to your inspiration and your motivation. This is how it's done. These practices, we must show up consistently for ourselves. We must give ourselves the space. It doesn't need to be 5 hours of space, but at least 10 minutes a day, minimum 10 minutes a day, more like 25 minutes a day. And like I said, you might end up spending like 30 minutes on some of these things in a day and feel really good about it and have that spaciousness and have that availability, but other days you may not. That's why this is a flexible accountability system. When you say, I'm going to do this like 1 hour yoga class every day for 2 months, it can be hard to have to show up for an hour every day. There can be days that you miss. It can be hard to be consistent. So we're creating a structure that is easy to be consistent inside of. And within this structure, there's a lot of opportunity for you to still get the points, still check it off on your checklist, but not have to spend so much time, so much energy, and also get to be creative within it and get to do the things that feel most aligned to you in it as well. So if you go to kateinparadise.com/value, you can see like all the topics of the different workshops that I'm going to be doing. You can see like all the information about women that did the program last time and how much value they got out of it. You can see everything there. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments right now. You can send me a private message. If you are a Paradise member or you are an previous Own Your Value attendee, you can send me a message and you can get your discounted pricing. And you can also still get enrolled today. You can still get that private call. You can still get the enrollment bonus, which is going to be us reading a book together. I'm really excited about the book we're going to read. It's a surprise. I'm not going to tell you guys what the book is, but it's a book that's going to help us show up consistently, create new habits, and start to build this consistency within us. Because this experience, Own Your Value, isn't about figuring out what you're doing wrong, focusing on what you're doing wrong, focusing on why you haven't achieved something, why you don't feel valuable, why you feel broken. What it's about taking action towards you proving to yourself that you are valuable. You taking those daily intentional steps, even if it's just a few minutes here and there, that show you that you are the most valuable person in your life, that you are worthy of receiving. You are worthy of being adored. You are worthy of being taken care of. Whatever is feeling disconnected in your life, whether it is your finances or whether it is your relationships or whether it is your self-image and your perception of your physical beauty, when you devote to these daily practices, that is going to transform. What you see in the mirror is going to transform. How other people respond to you is going to transform. Our inner landscape and our inner world is a direct reflection of our outer world. So whatever's not working out here in this illusion, we can start to shift that when we bring the attention in here. So what is possible in this space is massive healing, massive deep healing. When we take action towards pouring energy into ourselves, the healing that is available, the emotional healing, the physical healing is limitless. It really is. I've healed from traumatic brain injuries. I've healed from a lot of like accidents and different things like that by implementing a lot of these practices. I've healed from a lot of like blocks and stuck energy where I was not living the life that I wanted to be living. I was not following through on the things that I wanted to follow through on. And I started implementing just some of these practices, not even like all the ones I share, but just like a few here and there. And I started to see massive shifts. So I'm looking forward to what is possible when I commit to all 5 areas every single day. I know that all of the pain that I've been feeling, all of this, like these blocks that I've had to receiving love, to receiving appreciation, to receiving that deeper intimacy, all these blocks that I've had to receiving fulfillment and receiving a sense of accomplishment. I know that I have, like the ball's in my court. I have the power to shift all of this and to create a completely new inner landscape, to access my inner beauty in this powerful way where it's like I become like a beacon of light and I am like feeding that light. I am like pouring fuel onto the light. I'm like, if it's a bonfire, I'm putting logs onto it. If if it's a lamp, I'm like adding oil to it, and it's like that light is growing brighter and brighter and more magnetic, and others can see that light and they're drawn to that light. Financial abundance is drawn to that light. Clients are drawn to that light. Romantic partners, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, like everything can shift and change when you start to pour energy into yourself. And I know that the way back to myself is through practices like these. Every single practice that I'm going to share with you, every single training video I'm going to create for you is something that I have already implemented for a period of my life. Some of them maybe just a few months, some of them I practiced for years, and all of them I saw results. So I know that consistently showing up and doing these practices is going to be, I know this is going to be the most powerful program I've ever created. I just know that no matter what your intention is, no matter what your goal is, it is going to come into fruition if you can commit 2 months with me, and we can do this together for 2 months, and we have time. We're going to slowly ramp up. We're going to read our book. We're going to prep. We're going to watch the last Own Your Value course and like review all of that goodness and all the power that was there in that transmission. We are going to show up with our goal, with our intention. We're going to set the date, and we're going to start September 8th, and we are going to go strong all the way to November 8th. And I know that we're going to move into this next year feeling so much more confident, so much more grounded, so much more centered, so much more focused, so much more clear and intentional with our energy and our space and our time. And so I'd love to hear your questions. We have 10 more minutes. Anybody have questions about what this is going to look like? Anyone have questions about anything? If you are, this sounds beautiful. Yay, Nadia, I love you. If you have any questions, you can always send me a question. You're on private messenger on Instagram or Facebook, and let me know. If you are part of the Paradise membership or you are part of Own Your Value, you get 50% off right now. The price is very accessible right now, so anybody can easily join, and this pricing is going to go up. So if you have questions about anything, please, please let me know. Thank you for the compliments, and please reach out to me. This is something that I created for me, and one of the most important elements of this creation was community, was doing this as a group, because I believe, yeah, of course I could do it on my own and I could like force myself to do it. But what I am desiring first and foremost right now at this point in my life is a tribe, is connection. KateandParadise.com/value. Yes, you are part of Shine, the originals. This is true. And I think you're part of Own Your Value too, Marty. So yeah, send me a message if you have questions about anything. Let me know if you are wanting to show up consistently for yourself, if you're wanting to create new healthy habits, if you're wanting to skyrocket your self-value, your productivity, your self-worth, your inspiration, your motivation, your magnetism, so that you can call in that appreciation, that love, that financial stability that you crave, then this experience is going to create that. I know without a shadow of a doubt. And I feel like it's kind of like a accumulation of so many of the courses that I've done over the years, like all under one umbrella with like intense accountability. So if that is speaking to you, please reach out to me. Please go to KateandParadise.com/value for more details. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything, and I'm here to support you. This is the beginning of something new for me. This is the beginning of something that I feel that I've been craving for a long time. And this is where I am right now. I have been healing emotionally since my best friend Deb died. I have a question, but I will private message. Yes, please send me your private messages. If you guys don't want to comment live, you can send me your private messages, and you can always comment. If you're watching the replay, I will come back and check the comments here. This video is going to be posted at KateandParadise.com/value. I'll be sending you all an email with more information, and I will also post that in the Facebook event. If you guys have questions about anything, let me know. I might be doing a few more little mini free trainings about this topic in the next few weeks. So, you know, there's going to be more choices to join. But remember, when you join now, you're going to get the enrollment week, which includes a book that we're going to read. It includes some journaling prompts to help you get really clear about your motivation and your why and your intentions and your goals. And then the next week, we're going to dive into the last Own Your Value course. All together, we're going to do it as a group. And then after that, we have a whole week where we're going to be prepping and we're going to be preparing to make that commitment, that 2-month commitment every single day for 2 months. And so if you enroll now, you're going to get basically an additional 3+ weeks of group coaching, almost 4 weeks of group coaching, absolutely for free. So it makes sense to sign up sooner than later. Plus, the price is going to be going up. I don't know when. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm also going to be able to create a lot of incentives for you to show up every single day once we're in the program, once the September 8th is started. And those are surprises as well, but I want you to know that there is going to be rewards for showing up consistently. It's more than just doing it to do it and hoping you see results. We're going to create a lot of incentives and it's going to be really fun. I'm super motivated. My incentive is just to connect more deeply with all of you. I'm really looking forward to strengthening our community, strengthening this tribe, and really like seeing the quantum leaps that all of you have when we show up consistently to this practice. So if you know that you're ready to really become the fullest expression of your power and your beauty and tap into your intuition, tap into your inner guidance, feel valuable, feel magnetic, feel unstoppable. These are the steps to get you there. And I cannot wait to implement them right alongside you and see what all of us are able to create as we complete this year and move into the next. Like I said, reach out if you have any questions. I love you so much. This is Kate in Paradise, and I see you shining.